All right, I've been having problems with what is this? Oh God, I've been having problems with my PC hanging up, and it hangs up randomly, or it used to. Every once in a while, even when I was doing, small stuff like just playing a song or an MP4 file or anything like that, and I know I turned on the task manager and I went to performance and I noticed that my disk was every time I had a hang up it would go 100% disk usage. But the funny part was I was barely doing anything, and and it really drove me nuts. I almost gave up and bought a new PC, but I decided I better work on it, and I tried. I looked for different solutions, 20 different solutions, not 20, no, 30 different solutions. I almost wrecked my registry. Change people say change different values in the registry. Ran all kinds of bloatware, which actually the one by Chris really helped. What was his name? Chris Titus. That bloatware kind of helped to speed things up, but it didn't fix the 100% usage. Anyway, I tried everything you can possibly imagine, until finally a friend of mine told me, "Well, have you updated everything?" I go, "Yeah." That was on one of the solutions was to update everything, and I updated all my apps and everything, and it still was showing 100% usage with minimal tasks that I would open. Just simple opening your Google would make it peak up to 100, and it would freeze. It'd freeze for 10 or 13 seconds or whatever. Anyway, and I started thinking, well, the disk, the hard disk, I didn't think you could find an update for it, but then I started seeing other things about firmware, about the motherboard and the BIOS and all that, and I go, well, what disk do I have? So I found out the disk that I have at Kingston, and I went to its the web, Kingston Web, and found that they have a tool to update your hard drive if it's if it can. So I downloaded this tool from the Kingston web, and I installed it. Well, I've already installed it, so I'm not going to do it. But it's here, you know. So what I'm going to do is open it. Setup is not complete. Yes. Okay. So anyway, so I opened it, and and it started. This is incredible, man. My disk usage just barely went up, and it went back down. I definitely fixed the problem. Anyway, it said that there was a firmware update available, and I go, wow, maybe that's it. And I went ahead and clicked install the firmware update, and it actually took 3 seconds. And I go, did it do anything? I go, well, okay. What I do is I close this again, and I fired it up again, and it said, okay, no firmware update available. So I said, okay, it did it. It went ahead and did the firmware update, and I go, okay, well, now let's see if if it had any effect, if it fixed the problem. And Lord and behold, man, I'm so happy. I've You can open Google up and you can see it. It just barely even moves it, man. Like I say, I'm so happy. This is great. So I think this fixed my problem. All you have to do is update your firmware on your. Oh, by the way, this is an SSD, and I think maybe that's the problem. There's one problem that Windows, with all its updates, made it go bad. But luckily, Kingston has did a firmware update, which is compatible now with Windows 10 or whatever, and it seems to really work. Anyway, hope that helps somebody out.